Oi. Hope you can hear me okay. Up at Sparrowfart, packed up, marching. Headed for Cobargo. Oh, this is a ba-ba-ba-diddly, ba-ba-ba-diddly, ba-ba-ba-diddly dee. Captain Australia morning update. Boom boom. I'm up a long and relentless hill this morning. I think this is where they did a bit of back burning because the fire probably ravaged through here, and you can see there's this long strip alongside of the road. Anyway, so I'm marching up this relentless bloody hill into Cobargo, where some people would like me to visit, then into a town called Cobargo, where some other people would like me to visit, and then on to BEGA. From my start point, BEGA was like 51 or 52 kilometers, so I want to do a bit of a hike today. So when I stop and say g'day to people, I'll have to like set a timer. Okay, we've got 5 minutes. G'day, I'm Simon Lord, Melbourne. How you doing? What are you doing? What's your name? Where you going? Okay, cancer project. Blah, 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 blah. What are you doing? Sorry, gotta go. See you later. Because I want to camp just outside BEGA tonight, and 50k is a sort of higher than average daily distance for me. Don't know about all these bloody hills though. There's pack on your back, the hills are a bit rugged. Stop sooking, Captain Australia, you big old bloody sook. So, it's day 56 of the big walk. All is well. And that is the practical update, walking from where I started in the bush there, rest of the way into Cobargo, Cobargo, BEGA, 52k roundabout. What am I doing? My name's Simon. I had a stage 4 cancer. I could not bounce back, I could not thrive. I remembered a walk I took as a child. That was a time of hope and healing, and I decided that was the way to reweave hope into my older life. So I decided to go walkabout. Uncle Phil, my teacher, who's taught me about the Yuin Nation, Gulaga. Oh, that's Gulaga, isn't it? Yeah? So Uncle Phil, who taught me all of that, he'd probably be able to talk more wisely about the benefits of going on a pilgrimage, taking a long walk. Good morning, Emma. Morning, Emma. How you doing? And anyway, for me, it was all about hope. So as soon as I invested in the idea that a walk could heal me and started to prepare for it, I started healing. I started getting better. And this whole process has been strengthening every day, better, stronger, in every dimension that strength matters, except for rock hard abs. I don't have them. So, mental strength, endurance, physical health, emotional and spiritual strength. Good morning, Simon, says Gary. Sup, Gary, how you doing? So, I'm getting stronger and better in every spectrum of strength that matters, and that was the whole idea behind it. But when I had that idea, I also realized, crap, if I'm going to walk across half of the country, I could superhero up for science. Hey, TCAS. And that's where the Captain Australia stuff started. I had previously made the character back in not long after the Millennium Bug, and he came back to life to save my life. So I decided to superhero up for science, walk across the country, and do it in service of a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. So the Kids Cancer Project is about the 950 Aussie children every year diagnosed. 20% do not survive. Treatment, I mean. Life, none of us survive life. But 20% do not survive treatment. That's 3 kids every week dying. 3 Aussie kids every week, average age is 6. So that's the charity. And the basic idea is, let's give cancer the boot. And the other basic idea is that no child should ever have to endure the garbage I went through. The chronic health problems, all of that. Psychological problems. Cancer tries to kill your relationships, isolate you. People don't know what to say anymore. They pretend to be normal, and then you wonder why they're pretending. Talk to them about that, they get defensive. Relationships suffer. And cancer does that. So it's a disease of the mind, body and the society and the spirit. And I've completely bloody beaten it. 100%. Even if I have cancer in my body right now, so what, we'll deal with it. That's it, fine. At peace with that, have to be. But, yeah, all of the other relentless stuff, I'm very firmly and quite comfortably in and it's not even a F you cancer. Cancer just doesn't have that footprint in my life anymore. I've walked away from it. And the final bit is, I'm just a bullfed. So if I can do that, you can too. Yeah? So if I'm capable of spontaneous remission of darkness and pain, you are too. If I can make my life better, no matter how broken it is, you can too. So there's that. And then there's just the joyful meeting beautiful people that we're sharing together. It's lovely. You know, all the kindness that I've found out in the world, I didn't anticipate that side of things. So it's our big walk now. I've been taken under the wing of the Australian public, like the world's oldest, biggest, hairiest toddler, dressed as a superhero. And I thank you for your kindness. I'm very grateful. We're almost at the top of this bloody hill. Hey! So, just to recap, Cobargo, BEGA. I've got a 52k walk today, so I want to try and be pretty resolute with my marching, but I also want to respect your comments, so give me a second. Get out my old man spectacles. Whoops, these aren't my old man spectacles. These are. Ta-da! Okay, let's have a look. And doodle-doo. There's TCAS. Okay, Dorothy says, good morning, Captain. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, Dorothy. That's lovely of you. Andrew says, good morning, mate. Macca, Lachelle, Kira. So, that's not Macca from, you don't know Macca from Narooma. Browley? Yeah, Browley. She was from Browley. Near, the name, Maruya. Browley. Not that Macca, different Macca, right? Lachelle. Also, Andrew, you call yourself Macca. There you go. Ping, Captain Australia. Genius, works it out. Andrew, I met you on the side of the road. Okay. How you doing? You plumbing. Oh, I can't use the same language we used. We used more colourful and flamboyant Aussieisms together. Some of them a little bit rude. How are you going, Andrew? And Lachelle, the lovely Lachelle, you are blessed in your family, my friend. Leanne says, good morning. G'day, Leanne. And you're an inspiration, Captain, says Emma. Well, that's a bloody delight, Emma. Thank you for that. Here we go. Morning, Cap. Getting closer now, buddy. Yeah, the Victorian border's the next big milestone, I reckon. So Eden, BEGA, all these towns along the way, lovely stuff. But when I cross the Victorian border, I'm going into the end stretch. We'll be on our way towards the finish line. Diddly-dee. So I was right. You're Macca, Andrew. All right. Well, I met a mad woman called Macca back in Browley. Yeah. Diddly-dee. Shana says, good morning. Can't wait for you to get to BEGA. I can't either, though I will probably need a shower before I head to the show because there's going to be a couple of nights of sleeping rough. And when I march up these hills, I start sweating. Poss says, stride on, Cappy. We get it. Stay safe, legend. Cheers, mate. All right, so that's where we're at. I've explained my mission, who I am, told you where I'm going. We've covered the ground. So, what else can we do? Jokes. I don't remember jokes. And the ones I do remember are usually terrible. Like, I don't know, too rude. No, too rude. Okay, no, I can only remember the terrible and rude ones. Shana says, my son Thor is excited to meet you. I'm going to meet Thor? Thor? You want to know something? I'm Thor. I'm so Thor I can hardly pith. See? There you go. That was that was a dodgy dad joke. Sophie says, why did the banana go to the doctor? Why did the banana go to the doctor, Sophie? Now come on, get them fingers typing, tiddly tiddly. We don't have much of an attention span these days. He wasn't peeling well. Oh, sweet, here comes a car. Zoom. He wasn't peeling well. Oh dear. Right, yeah, Governor. Thanks for that. Non-rude jokes. I know my grandfather told me one, but it takes 45 minutes to tell. And the whole idea of the joke is that the audience, the people listening, you're keeping them prisoner while you're telling the joke. And they get over-invested. And then at the very end of the joke, the punchline is stupid. So stupid. So they've just spent like upwards towards an hour listening to this absurd, repetitive joke. And then at the end, when you're done, they're like, oh no. And that's the joke of it, you know. The guts of the joke is there's this magical kingdom, and the princess hears word from a peasant that his farm has been attacked by a giant. More reports come in. The giant is ravaging the countryside, laying waste to all of these innocent farmers. So the princess calls for a champion. Champion must ride out to the outskirts of her kingdom, kill the giant and bring back proof. And then the joke goes on to describe the journey. And basically every day is this repetitive piece of joke. So it's like, you know, and the bold sir captain rode along, and then he goes like that William Tell sort of bit, and he came to the town of so-and-so, and he asked where he could find the evil giant, and they gave him directions to the town of such and such. So off he went, and it does that like 30 times or more until he gets there. Has a long battle with this giant, hack, slash, stab, dodge, parry, thrust. Over days he fights the evil creature and eventually triumphs. And as evidence, he stands over this broken, mighty creature and thinks, I can't carry this giant back to the princess. What can I do? So then he takes his sword, and with some work and some mangling, he cuts off the giant's ear. And so then he rides back. And again, this is the longest part of the joke. So when he rides back, you do that dun bit, and then he came to the town of Ostbridge. And by the time he got there, the ear was all leaking blood and mess into his armor, and it was starting to get smelly. So he said to the peasants in the town of Ostbridge, "Do you have something I can put this ear in?" They gave him a paper bag. And so then each phase, he gets to a town and the bag has gotten a bit gross, so they give him a box, wooden box, then a metal crate, then an old suitcase. And so when you tell the joke, it's, and then he put the paper bag in the wooden box, into the metal crate, into the old suitcase. Very repetitive, it's a bit of a memory game, so a good joke to tell a child. But then you go on and on and on, until eventually he gets back to the castle, marches boldly in, down towards the throne, kneels before his princess and says, "My liege, I have killed the evil giant. Your kingdom is saved. I am Sir Captain Australia." And the princess climbs down from her throne, steps down and says, "Noble knight, what proof have you brought me that you have done this great deed?" And then he opens up, and then it's all in reverse. The luggage, the wooden box, the paper bag, and then he pulls out and holds up this mangled ear from the giant. And the princess looks at it and says, "Oi, what's this here?" And that's the punchline of the joke. That's how terrible it is. And it's just the play on words, ear and here. Oi, what's this here? Oi, what's this ear? That's the punchline of the bloody joke. So you've spent an hour telling it, right? And try this on your kids one day if you got kids. I both loved and hated my grandfather for telling me that joke. But I've remembered it all my life. And it's possibly the world's worst joke. It's terrible. And it takes investment from both the teller and the listener. It takes like upwards towards an hour to tell. If you tell it right, it will take easily an hour. Anyway, and then the punchline, oi, what's this here? So stupid. My granddad was he was not a good man, and he thought it was okay to use his fists on my grandma, who I adored. And when I walked down to live with them in Sydney, that stopped. That's the one thing in my life that all my life has lifted me up. The fact that in her last years I gave her that protection from that ogre of a man. But even so, even though he was an ogre and compromised ethically, violent in a way that you should never be violent, a little part of me when I was a little boy loved him very much. And isn't that hard, to love somebody who is broken? Anyway, I was broken, not in a way that hurts other people, just myself. And I'm also proof positive that we get to turn that around if you put in the work. So anyway, I got to march to Cobargo. That's my joke of the day. I wish I had better jokes. I could sing or rap or something, but I'm not here for your entertainment. Oh no, not Pink Captain Australia. Don't sing Captain Australia. What's wrong with you, Captain Australia? Don't know. Can't afford therapy. Alright, Cobargo, here I come. Cobargo, Quama, and then BEGA. I'm going to camp outside BEGA and roll in Sunday morning. If I can't find a shower, when I head to the BEGA show, I'm not going to smell pretty. And today I get to meet Thor. Though Thor, he can hardly pith. Nathan says, good morning, Captain, you the man. Nathan, my friend. Nathan, we shared the road back south of, that would have been south of Nowra, wouldn't it? The names all start to blur of the towns. Yeah, it was lovely sharing the road with you, my friend. And I'm very glad to still see your name pop up. All right, everybody. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I'm going to keep moving. You take care of yourself. I got another radio interview this morning. It's with online radio. It's called West Bremer Radio with Dan Hoyland, I think the guy's name is. So it's one of these ones that's on iHeartRadio and it goes all around the world. So if you're curious, you can Google that, I guess. Oath Parts, g'day, good morning, Oath. How you doing? You are Quinton's son, right? I'm pretty sure, unless I've got it all muddled up. So if you see Quinton and Taki, please say g'day. Quinton and Taki have a lovely farm just outside Grafton, and they showed me hospitality one night. Took me into their home, bed and food, and they were just bloody wonderful people. So I have enduring gratitude to them. Svenja, well done, keep it up. Greetings from Bermagui. G'day Svenja, how you doing? Thanks very much. Well, I better get my act together and keep on marching, because today I want to make 52 kilometres, and the way that I stop and chat to people and all of that, means that I need to use every hour of the day. So the only rests I'll be taking today are to stop when I visit people, and I'll probably overlap that with eating as well. Sophie says, hook in, look after yourself. Yeah, nah. Well, the whole thing, here's the thing, I'm not looking after myself in terms of doing the smartest things for my legs, in terms of all of that sort of stuff. But I'm not risking profound injury too. I do stop and rest, and at the end of the day, the ordeal is part of this. So the ordeal is making me better and stronger, and I love that, and it's great. So I'm going to knuckle down today. Today I'm going to throw out some real distance, so that's good. I mean, 52k, that's not, it's old man impressive. It's not young athlete impressive. My mate Valentino, well, we're not mates, but I like to think we are. I met this lovely man coming back from the Olympics. What a bloody athlete. That dude, he could probably run back and forth the 52k I'm about to walk in one day. But what a lovely young man anyway. If you're ever watching, Valentino, mate, you're a good guy. Like you, very much. Okay, I'm going to keep marching along. Take care of yourselves. Captain Australia's Big Walk. This was a Captain Australia News Update. Boom, boom. Oops. Come on, old man, push the button.